Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
All right. Welcome, Fade to Black. How you doing? Let's do this. This is Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? Today's Thursday, October 13th, 2022. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States, hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and UNX Networks, Race Hobbs. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? Did you miss me? Huh? Did ya? All right. Tonight is another Fadernight, not just any Fadernight. 24 hours ago, I was in Cairo, Egypt. That's right. Oh, man. It was so funny today. Today I was washing clothes and, dumping out. And I'm thinking, I'm washing the dirt, the sand of Egypt off of these clothes. Should I just save them? Should I just bag them? Anyway, so tonight is Fadernight. I will open up the phone lines. It is Fadernight. I'm going to talk about Egypt, of course, all night tonight. I have some video. I have a bunch of images lined up for the show. And let's see if I can make it through it. Wow. Yeah, 2 days ago, I lost my voice in Egypt. I got it back, but 2 days ago, and you can see it's still a little hit or miss. So I won't be able. Normally, when I do the show, I'm talking at my normal volume, and right now I should just do the whole show like this. So how you doing? And maybe I'll last through it. If it starts to give out, I may have to bail early tonight. But I didn't speak all day today. I just kept it. And, right now it's good. Okay, so you might hear a few of those tonight. So just deal with it. I am fighting through the jet lag and the exhaustion and everything else, so I could be here tonight with all of you. And there you go. All right. I've also decided to, tonight, I'm just going to get straight to it. I'm not going to do a big, long, drawn-out thing. I'm not going to do the breaking news. Thank you, Renee, for sending me all of the news today. But I'm just going to get straight to the show. And phone lines are open. Calls are already coming in. Oh, yeah. See, I don't even know. I don't even remember how to run the show anymore. I was thinking about that too. Do you remember what you're doing? Do you know how to do things? Let's get this going here. Boom. All right. So there's the phone numbers, 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. All right. Well, let's get some stuff out of the way. Coming up February 10th through the 13th, I'll be hosting once again the Conscious Life Expo. Tickets at consciouslifeexpo.com. All of that is below. April 7th through the 14th, 2023, I will be hosting and presenting on the Hidden Secrets Seminar at Sea Cruise. And the tickets and info are down below. And so there you go. Got that out of the way. The NX Network, get your free membership. Go over to the unxnetwork.com and check that out. At the end of the month on Halloween, on the 31st, we will be doing the NX Network anniversary show on Halloween night, and we're going to broadcast it from here, from Fade to Black. And we've got a lot of special guests lined up and some ghost hunting, all kinds of really cool things. So that's going on, excuse me, October 31st. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio, the Sandbox, hashtag F2B on Twitter. It is live right in front of me as I speak right now. I paid little attention to social media, as everybody can tell. Over in Egypt, I was able to live stream a couple of times. The internet is great over there. I should say cell service. But every time I tried to start a live stream, it would stop. And some of you saw that going on. So I bailed on it. It just wasn't easy. And a lot of the locations we were in were literally in the middle of the desert. So, but why did I say that? Oh, so I really didn't post on Twitter or Instagram or anything. I just focused on Facebook. I didn't read any social media. I didn't read any news. I didn't read a tile. Just fell off of my ceiling and bounced over and landed face down. That was weird. Oh, man. I jumped out of my skin, man. I saw the shadow, and I thought that's what it was, and it floated. All right. Egypt. Let's get straight through to a couple of things. Let's get to On This Day in History. Let's get that out of the way. 1972, a Uruguay Air Force Flight 571 carrying the Old Christians Rugby Club crashes in the Andes. It's crazy movie, crazy book. After more than 2 unthinkably harrowing months, 16 of the 45 who boarded the plane were rescued. Fader fact: female Komodo dragons produce offspring without the help of a male. They can duplicate their sex chromosomes and give birth to male Komodo dragons, allowing the species to continue. They can have sex, but, it's up to the females if they want that to go down, because they have a choice. Yeah. All right. Tonight is another Fader night. We're going to have open lines all night long. I've got calls on hold already. You know the numbers, 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. Now, a couple of things about tonight, and then I want to chat with you for a minute, and then we'll get to the phone calls, and I'll start rolling these images. A couple of things. One, I took over 3,000 pictures. I didn't realize it until today when I had to go through all of those images and figure stuff out. Let me tell you something. That's a lot of pictures. It's a lot of pictures, a lot of video, shot a lot of video. So scrolling through 3,000 pictures today. So at one point, and I mean, I'm jet lagged. I'm like, man, I got Fadernight tonight. I got to make this special. And I'm scrolling through my phone. Yes. I'm like, I'm just going to Dropbox this whole thing. I don't have to worry about it. Get to the end. 2.8 gigabytes. And I was doing like one every 10 pictures and videos. So I clicked Dropbox. Yes. Boom. Done. Send. It never got to me. So, and I kept waiting. I was like, well, it's 3 gigabytes. It must be taking a while to upload. It'll probably come in during the show. I did that at like 10 o'clock this morning. So then I went back, and there's a reason why I'm explaining all of this. So then I went back, and just to cover my bases, had to go through 3,000 pictures again. And now, before I had them in order and I had the numbering right so I could get through it. And anyway, I was going to say something else. It just doesn't matter. So then I started doing groups. And I'm like, those started to get through. About half did. And then I went back through, and I'm just like, oh, man, this is crazy. So eventually I got 70 pictures together, which is nothing compared to what I originally planned. And I got 2 pretty cool videos when I was going to do like 10 videos. Well, I got 2. You'll see they're very special. But now what I have is not in any order. And I'm assuming that the picture, the image file numbers will be in order. So they'll be in groups of the location. I hope. I don't know. So just go with me. I'm lucky to be here right now and hanging out with all of you. So there's that. So I've got those 70 images. Plus, we're going to be taking phone calls tonight. And again, calls are on hold. Just bear with me, and I will get through all of this. Okay, now here's the thing. Egypt. And I know, and we'll discuss the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx. That's what everybody wants to know about first. And depending on the order of the pictures, we'll see what the order. I haven't even checked. I just saw them scrambled. I was like, well, okay, so much for the flow. So, but we'll get to all of that. And there's that. And we went to so many special locations. And some of it pure VIP status. We had 2 buses with a police escort front and back driving those 2 buses all over Egypt. And when I say all over Egypt, I saw things, and we went to these remote locations that it was just, and to sit and look out the window and watching this go down, I can't put it into words. And eventually I will. It was extraordinary. And when you are rolling through these small old villages out in the middle of nowhere, desert on both sides, and here comes the police escorting 2 buses, and the police is a whole nother thing, and I'll talk about that too as well. So we had a pickup truck front and back loaded with police. I don't know. I didn't really realize what was going on until we're in the middle of the desert, and we made this U-turn, and I watched. Then I saw. Man, it's like 4 dudes in the back of the pickup truck, 2 guys driving. And so anyway, when you're rolling through one of these small villages And everybody, you can see it. You can see it starting from a distance. Everybody running out of their homes and coming up to the edge of the street to wave. Little kids just lined up, dozens and dozens and dozens, waving. Village after village after village, town after town. It was remarkable. And nobody prepared me for that. I didn't know that and it happened all day long for the entire trip in Egypt. It was crazy. It was unreal. And I'm waving back, man. We all were. But they were just running to the edge of the street. It's crazy, crazy. So there was that. Nobody prepared me for that. When you go to Egypt, you heard it from me. Look forward to it. It's incredible. It's incredible. And here's the other thing that nobody prepared me for. Cairo. The size of Cairo. As we were pulling, I'm landing. So I flew first to Greece, Athens, and I boarded an Egypt Air, and I'm in first class, and more on that in a minute. And it was really funny because they call, you know, the flight, okay, first class, all right, nice. Everybody else stands up. It's like, man, how big is first class? Everybody's rushing. And I'm just like in the middle of it, right? And I go through and we get on this bus. The bus fills up, you know, and there's like 100 people on this bus, all first class. And we get to the plane and sitting out in the middle of the tarmac. Anyway, so we board the plane. I'm the only person in first class. There's no regards for listening. So anyway, but I bring this up because I'm in first class. I'm in the front. I'm sitting in window seat, and we're flying in. And I wonder if that's Cairo. I wonder if that's Cairo. I'm looking at these big cities. Okay, all right, and then you see it. You see Cairo. It's the biggest thing on planet Earth. That's it. There is no bigger city. And Mexico City's bigger, right? I think, right? Okay. Well, technically, Cairo's number 2. But after seeing Cairo, I ain't buying it. Mexico City, you lost. You're second place. Cairo, as we were flying in, and I'm looking for the Great Pyramid, and I said, Cairo goes horizon to horizon. It takes up your entire field of view. I live in Los Angeles. Los Angeles ain't shit compared to Cairo. And that's a big statement, man. Nobody talks about that. They can talk about all of the ancient sites and the things, and nobody tells you how big Cairo is. It's unbelievably huge. It's like half of Africa. It goes on forever. I was not prepared for that, and I'll be talking more about this in a bit. Okay, so nobody prepared me for that. The next thing that nobody prepared me for is how nice Egyptians are. That's it. They are nice to each other. They are nice to everybody standing around them. They are nice to themselves. They are nice to tourists. They are the kindest, warmest people you will ever meet anywhere. I've been all over the world. I've been all over the United States. I've met people everywhere. Great. Wonderful. Nothing like the people like Egyptians. It was, again, something that you're just not prepared for. Everybody, the people, rich, poor, doesn't matter, all have this amazing glow and this happiness, this thing. It's incredible. It's incredible. The police, the army, everybody that I met smiled, talked, warm, open, everybody. Man, and so my first day in Cairo, and I did a live stream, and I went down to the River Nile, and which was, our hotel was on the Nile, and you may have seen the video. But as we were, because in front of our hotel, everybody's got a gun, and that's another point. Lots of armor in Egypt, probably the Middle East. But I'm talking to the police in front of the hotel. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? From the United States? Yeah, cool. And I thought, it must be because he's with us. He's in front of the hotel, and he's got to be cool. We went out walking around, and I look across the street. There's a police station. There's like 10 cops out in front, armed, for real. Right there, AKs, right there. And I'm just like, 10 of them. Hey, what's up? I was like, it was like that. That was, nobody prepared me for that. It was incredible. Just unreal. Here's the next thing that I just wasn't prepared for. Driving, I'm okay. Driving from the airport, which took about an hour to get to our first hotel, and we're driving through. Not prepared for this. Cairo is 5,000 years old. 5,000. You are not prepared completely to just be looking, and you'll see a brand new building sitting next to something that you don't know how old it is, sandwiched in between them. And you just take a look, and how old is that? Could be 1,000 years old, could be 2, could be 3. And you see this mile after mile after mile after mile. We did this drive over to the Mina house the first night to have dinner, and rolling through, and I just can't take my eyes off the streets and the people. And a city that big is like Manhattan. It's 24 hours, never shuts down. It's just people never leave the streets. It is just on 24 hours. Crazy. And I'm looking out the window, and the sun is setting, and I see, new condos, new buildings and things. But in the background, I see this giant wall. It's ancient, whatever it is. This wall, and it just continues. You can see what do you call it with the arrows, parapets or whatever, the slots. And that's going on, and you can see it's some old fortress or castle. And it went on, this castle wall thing had to have been 10 stories tall. Huge. And it went on for miles. And the road, so we make this right-hand turn. I got a video of it. I shot 3 sides because of the way the road was. This giant, and then in the middle is this mosque. I don't even know. I'll find out the name of everything later. And we're winding around, and I see the backside of it. It is huge in the middle of Cairo. Just like this thing. You've got a, whatever, Kentucky Fried Chicken in front of this fortress around this mosque that, I don't know, what 3,000 years old? You're not prepared for this. Visually, it is the most cinematic, crazy experience, and it's all just coming at you. I was speechless. I wasn't saying anything. None of us were. You're just looking out the window and observing this. And then it of course it has to be this way. City is 5,000 years old. Everything here now, and it's a modern city, a city that lacks street lights, lines on the street, lanes for traffic, optional. I'm not saying that as a joke. I'm saying optional. Completely. Anybody that learns to drive in Cairo can drive for Formula One. I'm going on the record right now. The traffic, of which I filmed probably a good solid hour from different clips of the traffic, was the most amazing thing I've ever witnessed. And the ability to navigate what is going on, like I said, there's no lines, there's no rhyme or reason to anything. I didn't see one accident. Not one. There are a lot of cars with dents on. I didn't see one accident. I didn't see a tow truck. Nobody prepares you for that. And it's so funny how I walked away with so many incredible things at these different sites and seeing this stuff firsthand and everything else. And the three things that I wanted to talk about first on the show was the size of Cairo, how nice the people are, and the funnest traffic I've ever driven in my life. And the traffic just continues. It's endless. It's 24 hours a day. You've never heard car horns like this. You never have heard. It's like the London Philharmonic of car horns, just constantly. So I've got to hit my first commercial break. You haven't lived, my friends, until you see somebody blow by you in traffic on a motorcycle with 4 dudes on it. 60 miles an hour, no helmets, 4 guys, little motorcycle, wing, and we even, there are millions of these little motorcycles. And I've got so many pictures of them. I was so fascinated with that. You haven't lived. We were in this small town. It wasn't in Cairo. We're in a small town where suddenly there's a lack of license plates. And I look out the window and there was a kid, I'm going to guess, little boy, I'm going to say 8 years old, 7, 8, on a motorcycle, one hand driving, his other hand is down here on his thigh with a cigarette. I love this country. I do. Egypt was amazing. I'm going to take a quick break. This is Fade to Black. I'm going to come back to your phone calls. I'm going to start rolling through these pictures. I'm back. Egypt, you've got to go. Unbelievable. All right. Yeah, I'm good. My head's clear, I think. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Special Fadernight tonight. Going to be taking your phone calls. I'm going to start rolling through these images and video when I come back. Stay with me.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the unxnetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the unxnetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time.
It's new.
It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Hope my voice lasts through the show as long as I talk quiet. If I just, it's all good. I just got back from Egypt. This is Fade to Black. I think I was there. I've lost count. I was there for 8 days, I think. I lost track of everything. We just saw too much. and did so many things. And part of it is here tonight, and we'll go through. What I have is pretty cool. Anyway, and I'm going to be taking your phone calls, so you can ask me about different sites if it doesn't get here on the show tonight, because we saw a lot. Scratch the surface, by the way. You could take many trips to Egypt and never see the same thing twice. It's just way too much. So that being said, is this. Here's point number 4 of the things they don't tell you about when you go to Egypt. That should be a book. The things they don't tell you that you should know when you go to Egypt is, I'm going to tell you what I packed. I'm going to be there for 8 days. Right? So I packed 8 shirts, 8 pairs of socks, 8 pairs of underwear, extra pair of tennis shoes, 8 pairs of pants, which were split up, 4 pairs of shorts, 4 pairs of long pants, and my toiletry kit. Packed the suitcase, zipped it up, and I don't think I packed anything else. But that should cover things, right? I'm not going to run out. I'm going to be there for 8 days. I've got it covered. Nah. The things they don't tell you about Egypt. So, and I took tactical boots, because I'm going to be Indiana Jones. I need those, right? Okay. Here's the deal. Only pack shorts and pack double for the days that you're going to be there. T-shirts, take double for the days you're going to be there. Socks, who cares? Short socks, ankle socks. No, ankle socks. I didn't do that. And sandals. I took those. I ran out of clothes after 2 or 3 days, because after you're out in the desert and you come back to wherever you are, you're going to take a shower. What, you're going to put on the dirty clothes that you had on all day, sweating and getting covered in sand in the middle of the desert? Of course not, right? No, that's a pile that's going to build up over there, and then you're going to put on clean. Next thing you know, it's like 2 days later, I'm out of clean clothes. Yeah. So, jeans, no, don't need them. It's a waste of space. You're never going to put them on, ever. So that was the mistake that I made. Only pack shorts, pack 1 pair of shoes, a good pair of tennis shoes, and sandals. And that's it. And then double it up. I'm just telling you right now. After 8 days, I had some shirts that were ripe. Okay, so anyway, let's get into the pictures. You ready? All right, let's see what we got first. These are not in any particular order. Okay. All right, so this is the National Museum of the Egyptian Civilizations, brand new. The Grand Museum, the new museum's not open yet. It was supposed to open 2 years ago. Supposed to open last year. Still not open. This museum is brand new, and it's right on the edge of Giza. You can see the Nile River. It's right in front of it, I think. It doesn't matter. But here it is. Incredible. And at this museum, which is featured there, are the 22 royal mummies. Ramses 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they got up to Ramses 9. Seti the first, Seti the second, Tutankhamun's dad. It's so I don't have any pictures of the mummies because they don't allow them. About a year ago, they did a parade through Cairo with these mummies from the Cairo Museum to this new museum. And I talked about it on Fade to Black when it happened. It was a big deal. It was really cool. Anyway, so this is the museum where they are now residing. But it is, out of respect, no photography. So you can photograph upstairs. So the display, you go into the museum and you go underground. It's solemn. They want everybody to whisper, no loud talk, no laughing. They tell you all of this out of the gate. And then you go through and there they are on display. Insane. I looked at Ramses II this close and wow. And I really can't put that into words. I've seen mummies before, but to see the royal mummies like this all in one place, all together, it was unbelievable. And so anyway, but going through there after that, so I don't have any pictures of that, but it was incredible to see. And the way that they've got it set up, it's all done in this black marble with this lighting. It's really nice. Anyway, so you go through that, you go upstairs, and then they have this historical part of the museum upstairs. I took 1 million pictures up there, but this is what blew my mind the most. Well, no, but obviously it's here right now. Akhenaten. This is the statue of Akhenaten. And there's not many of him. And this is the most complete, and this is the one that everybody talks about. I don't know how many feet tall this is, but it's got to be, it's incredible if it was life size, probably 10 feet tall. And you can see out of the gate what's going on here. Looks like a woman. Everybody talks about it. But to see it in person, look at this. This is a pharaoh, right? And to have this there, and what's going on? Now, if you look up, that looks like a breast to me. And I remember just standing there going, that looks like a breast. But he's pulling with his other hand, and you can't see it here. I've got other pictures of it, which I was going to show, and I explained to you earlier they didn't upload. So I just did these really quickly. His other hand, which would be his left hand, is pulling the dress down. On the other side, his boob is hanging out with a nipple. It's like, what? It's crazy. It is a crazy statue. Crazy. And then there's this. I took this as close as I could. I'm on my tippy toes. But just for you, look at that. That's incredible. And to see this is 3,500 years old. Yeah, 3,500 years old. It's just absolutely incredible. Okay. You're going to hear that a lot tonight. I've got issues with my throat, but I'm going to get through this just for you. Okay, okay. All right, now this is completely out of order. This is the second to the last day in Egypt. This is Abydos. And this is two things, many things at Abydos, but two things stand out about Abydos. One is the hieroglyphics with the helicopter and the tank and the spaceship, or I think I have some pictures here. I'll post it online too as well. So that's at Abydos. The other thing at Abydos is the King's List and the history of Egypt. And it is such a ginormous temple when you're walking through, now you can see, that's a police officer right here. See him? AK-47 right there. That's an AK-47. Just strolling through. I got lots of pictures of AKs. I was fascinated with that part. Yeah, see, look. Crazy, man. Is the size of, and we went through so many temples like this, and the size of the temple, it is the statement for me. And you see these over and over again. Abydos is difficult to get to. It was a 3-hour drive through the desert to get there. Most people will just go to the easy to get to temple sites. Abydos is not necessarily on an Egyptian tour because of where it is, but we tried to see everything. So, and I want to thank Billy and Shah. They made the arrangements for my birthday to go here because we had special access to a few different things. Anyway, so, but what is incredible about Abydos, you look at that back wall is covered just like this front wall is here, top to bottom, and you can just stand anywhere and just take it all in. And it's your whole field of view. And just remember that everything you're looking at is 3,000 years old, some of it 4, some of it older than that. And so that's shot number 1 of Abydos. There's a lot of these cubby holes in Abydos. But what was great about this one, I just happened to stop and take a look. There's so many of them. This is just a random one that I stopped at. But check this out. Let's zoom in. What's going on here? Well, there's Thoth. There's Thoth getting a gift, right? And with people lined up to give their gifts, and he's sitting on a throne. And I don't know what's here. It looks like a couple of pomegranates. But that's just a random, I just happened to stop and take a picture. And I just took another look, and there it is. Look at that. Just random. If you go back to the previous picture, there's a cubby hole here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's all the way down just on one particular wall inside of Abydos. It's everywhere you look and everywhere you turn, you're going to see something. And you could just stop and look at the different hieroglyphs, and you do this all day long, everywhere you turn in Egypt. It's everywhere. Here's the King's List. So the King's List is on 2 walls. This is the complete King's List up to that time. And this is very famous. This is done in 2 different spots in Abydos. There's a hall that's got it on both walls in this hallway. And there's this room here that's got it on 2 walls. So if you look, what you see here is a row, and below it, another row. So let's zoom in. Okay, let's just zoom in. There's your cartouche, right? Description of the king, top and bottom, and a date. And as you can see, it just goes and goes and goes down to a second row over here. And then you have that. And then on the other wall, on the other side, it continues. The complete King's List. Every dynasty, every king or queen, all in a row. It's just on a wall. And there were so many rooms, and Abydos is huge. It's ginormous. But this is what you get to experience when you go to Egypt. You're at a temple like Abydos, and you walk in and you see the complete King's List. If they hadn't have done this, as a matter of fact, without the King's List at Abydos, Like I said, it's there twice. We wouldn't know. I don't know how they cover 3,000 years of Egyptian history. In this case, it's like 2,500, but it goes all the way back to King Narmer, number one, all the way through to up to that point. I think it was around 400 BC was when this was ordered to be done. So there you go. There's the King's List. I spent a lot of time in this room, and I just looked at every cartouche and just went down. Abydos is so big, and I spent a lot of time right here. This is Abydos on the outside. I've got some more pictures of it too as well. This is a low-res picture because of the way I delivered it to myself. I apologize. But when you look through the temple openings here at the top, you can see the pillars here and the King's List and everything. So these are rows of pillars. I go way back that you just saw in the previous pictures. And those cubby holes that I was showing you, they're on the back wall of what you see here. And you can see that's the back wall. It's ginormous. It is just so big. We were the only tour group there. We had Abydos to ourselves. It's so out of the way. We pulled up into the parking lot there. It was empty. And so this is our tour group right here walking in. Oh, a little note on that. We had 76 of us. 76. I wish I could just take a moment here and just say hello to everybody by name, because we became very, very close. It was just so much fun. And we had people from all around the world in our group, Australia and England and Canada, and of course across the United States. And it was just so much fun with all of them. But that's our tour group. You can see no other tourists, nobody there. It's just us in this ginormous temple and temple grounds. Now, this will give you some idea. You just saw the outside of Abydos. Okay, it gives you some perspective. I don't know how many stories tall it is, but each temple is big. So, like this, very tall. And now, what I am trying to, with some difficulty, to wrap my head around, it's one thing to see a pyramid, and it's unreal. But then to go to these multiple temple sites like this, and they are all over the place. They are so big. And how did they get it done? When you go to Karnak and you see the debris field of Karnak, because they destroyed it and rebuilt it, the debris field goes on for acres in both directions. Chunks of, they're reassembling it and doing their best. Everything is numbered. Tens of thousands of giant sections of rock as far as the eye can see. How did they get it done? You just keep saying this to yourself over and over again. So, but look at this. Everything engraved, every surface tells a story. Every surface of everything. It's over and over and over. You can just stop where I am at, not even going to the temple, and spend 8 hours just looking at one section of one wall. Unbelievable. Again, I'm just shooting random, but I did this again just to show myself and remind myself later. Everything, every surface, everywhere is carved. It's incredible. Incredible. Right. Let's see what's next. Yeah, I just couldn't get enough of this. The outside of Abydos. It's like this on every side of the temple, by the way. Another shot of Abydos. Okay. Oh, now this is out of order. Okay, let me look at the clock. Okay. All right. This is Dendera. I used to say Dendera. It's not. The Egyptians will tell you it's Dendera. Okay. Dendera's ceiling is, to me, the most dramatic part about this temple. It's still full color. As you can see, all of the columns are full color. It's bigger than Abydos. It's a little bit taller. It's a bigger site. But this section here that you're looking at when you first walk in, there's probably 10 of these. 10. With pillars in between. You don't believe me? Check this out. Here's another one. Let me flip this. Incredible. Look at the pillars. Now, this Dendera is dedicated to the feminine, and it's got a tremendous vibe to it. Tremendous. I saw a lot of tears. A lot of people were moved, including myself. I had 2 different moments. And now everybody talks about the Dendera light bulb, which I saw, but it doesn't. There's different points of this temple where, wow. So we got private access to a temple outside that hadn't been open in 20 years. There was a key ceremony with the priest, and Billy was given the key. Open. We went in. We couldn't talk. Weren't allowed to talk. And no pictures or technology to be exposed. So everything had to be put away. Because the photographer is also out of respect. Hadn't been open in 20 years. So we go in, and at the top was a second Dendera light bulb. Dendera. Right there. I couldn't take a picture, but I saw it. So I was totally moved in that room. It was just a sight, and I'll talk more about it with Billy. So we're going to continue with Dendera after the break, but this is another thing that happened. I'll tell you about it after the break, because we were given access to an underground pharaonic lake. That's right. What am I talking about? I'll tell you about it when we come back. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is Fadernight. I'll get to some phone calls, too, after the break. I just got back from Egypt. Got back late last night. And, wow, that just came out of nowhere. Have I lost control of the show already? It's Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More of Egypt when we come back. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3 Shipping is free, and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can, right now, get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers, and you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I just got back from Egypt. So tonight it's Fader night. I've got calls on hold too as well. Phone lines are open, and we'll get to them. I left off at Dendera, and I took so many. It is to put it into words, to go through such a sacred and special place to the Egyptians, and to have this type of ancient history still there for us. It's incredible, and you can feel it, and you are moved. We were at Dendera by ourselves, and I shot a video. I don't have it here tonight, but I was able to walk through this temple, which I was showing some images. Here's another one. By myself, dead quiet. All you hear is the birds. There's lots of birds flying through, having fun. They're everywhere. And you hear the birds chirping, and I walk through and I film all of this in high def. So I'll share that video soon, and I'll post it up to YouTube as well. It's incredible to see. So solemn. It's just so moving. So again, this one, it looks like I'm showing the same picture. I'm just walking through. It's so majestic and so big. I don't know how many feet tall, but we're talking about 50 feet, maybe, 5 stories, 4 story, huge, and completely artistically decorated. It is so cinematic. So it looks like the same shot. It's not, right? Look, and you can see how it's just row after row after row. You can see the pillars, and it's incredible. And so as I go through, again, like I said, it looks like the same image. It's not. It's just incredible. So anyway, look at this. And this is natural light. That's straight off my phone, straight to this show, straight to you. This is the far corner. Excuse me. This is the far corner, and this is where the story starts. And so here's the goddess of the sun, and she is pointing, that's the sun, and starts the story. Look at this row of boats all the way down. But I was really moved by this, and took a moment to take a picture of that. So yeah, here's the story, and it's just now. What I took so many pictures of Dendera. It's just one after another, different spots. Okay, now here is the Great Pyramid, and before I get to the Great Pyramid, there it is. I was first in, by the way. So to be able to take a picture of the shaft with nobody there, I'm first. That's it, man. There it is. It's the Grand Gallery. It's somewhere way up there. But we'll get to that in a second. Let me pull this down because I want to show you a video. And the video that I am going to show you is of the Great Sphinx. And so I'm going to set this up before I show the video, but just let me get it ready. And is that we had everything to ourselves. And to see this get set up, I'm wondering where the video is here. Hold on, just stay with me. Oh, I got to hit play. Okay, so to see it, let me back up. Emptied. So we pull up. We're at the top of Giza, and there's this little area where you can look down. It's not little; it's huge. It's a parking lot full of tour buses and people and camels. In a market, it's full, thousands of people everywhere around the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx. Thousands and thousands of people start blowing the whistles, and they clear everything out. It's shutting down, and we get on our buses. We pull down to the Great Sphinx. Now, Giza is empty. It was so strange to just look around, and there's nobody there but us and the pyramids and the Sphinx. And I know I did a live stream of this, but then I went after I did that live stream, and I walked around the Sphinx. I'm going to show you the video by myself. I can guarantee you, I have seen so many videos of that. You've never seen anything like this. So here it is. And, let me back up. Cancel. Okay, why isn't this state? I can see it. It's not. Okay, let me see if this works. Let me go this way. Yeah. Okay. So I'm here. So the first thing that I want to say about the Great Sphinx, I was not prepared for what I felt energetically. Not at all. You hear the stories, but I wasn't prepared for that. And as the paw that you're looking at, it's 2 stories tall. You know, you're thinking a story and a half, it's 20 feet tall. You see the pictures until you stand next to it and see. My camera's pointing up. It's pointing up. I'm holding, like this. And the energy that flows through you, part of it is the excitement and the adrenaline of being there and seeing this for the first time. But the other part, it's just pure energy. Okay, now more on that in just a bit. But now let's just go through step for step. This is me alone walking around the Sphinx. I'll walk you through it. So I'm here. So you can see the size of it now. Again, I'm holding the camera above my head because I want to show just walking next to it everything. It's quiet too. There's nobody there. I mean, our crew is out in front. They're way behind me, but I'm down here alone. And I had a moment, and I don't know how many feet that is, but it's 60, 70 feet, 7 stories. I'm guessing. But to think that all of this was buried in sand until I think it was Tutmosis IV went in and saw the head and had it unburied. So you can see the new tile work and the old tile work underneath. They're doing restoration here and cleaning it on this section. I've got a big surprise for you coming up, so just stay put. It's something I'll pause when we get there. There's the tail. That's the tail of the Sphinx wrapping up. That was something that really surprised me. So it was low enough where I could actually see on top of it. Now here I finally make it to the back. That's the tail. That's the tail of the Sphinx wrapping around. Beautiful too. Just divine. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here because as I come around to the back of the Sphinx, I'm filming and looking where I'm walking, and I find this. What? Nobody told me about this. And I open it. That's right. A tunnel. Let's stop right there. Stop right there. Now, here's the Sphinx. This is the back left paw. Okay, that's where this is. There's a ladder. So I stick the camera down. I hope you're watching. Stop right there. There's another tunnel. And now I am looking at from what I was looking at. So the depth, I couldn't tell, and it looked to me like I was looking at two things. The downward shaft kept going into blackness, and then this other tunnel was like halfway down and was going that way, and you can see it here. Probably 3 feet, maybe, not much bigger than that. Big enough to crawl in. But I was just surprised. Remember, I was. There's no thunder, nothing. Well, there it is. And now they don't. The Sphinx itself is closed off to the public. You cannot go down there. We got our special VIP access, but during the day, 7 days a week with the tourists, no, that's all closed off. You cannot go down into the enclosure. And I think this is one of the reasons why you can't have that open to the public, right? First off, it's dangerous. But second, I don't think they want people to know about this or to talk about it. But yeah, so there it is. And I got to tell you, I did have a moment there to myself. Let me back this up just so we can see this again. Let me back this up. I didn't know. I was just, what? And I was thinking to myself, Jimmy, go. You can fit. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't expecting that. See how deep it goes? So it goes down, and then up at the top, there's that other tunnel. I don't know. I don't know. All I saw was prison time if I was going to jump down there.
That looks like a trip to prison, so I'm going to let that
He said
one
the
go.
tunnel is from Romans? Yeah, it could be. So I continue. I thought that was strange, too, as well. That little gray mark, it was out of place. And as I walk around to the front,
100%.
Again, it's so big, man. It is. Oh, hold on. Let me back up. Let me back this video way up. Let me back it up because I have to back it up here. The watermarks. So I did, and I photographed them, and I will show them to you later. I don't know if right there. So you can see right there. There's the watermarks. This is the erosion that Robert Schoch talked about. Now, this is on every corner, on every, it's square. So when you're looking at, now I understand, I mean, you see it in photographs, but once you see it in person, I totally get what Schoch is talking about. Remember, Sphinx was found buried up to its neck in sand, and everything was removed, and as we see it today. But what was also revealed when everything was removed were these watermarks, and that's limestone. You can't help but see water erosion. That's water. That's not wind. This is on the inside. It's not on the outside where the wind can blow at it, and the wind, I'm not sure, would make those shapes. But when you're there, and those are huge. Those are dozens of feet high, this water erosion. And you can see that's exactly what it is. So, and I've got more pictures of it, but there it is in the video. All right, so let me jump forward. So, there's a little stool. I took pictures of that, just sitting there. in between the paws in the back of the Sphinx. I have no idea what it was doing there. Woo-hoo. Now that's the original Sphinx. You can see the original stones there that are overlaid, and those are the new ones in this restoration process that they're doing. To me, I think that they should just leave the old stones there and not recover it. That's my opinion. I like the look of it. I don't think there's any. They want it to look like it did when it was original. They've got a lot of work to do. Incredible. So there's the left paw. I looked all around the left paw for any evidence of an entrance, but nah. And we were alone. There was nobody there. There's nobody to tell us to do or not do anything. They left it to us, which was, again, pretty incredible. So there you go. Here's my video of the Sphinx. I've got some other images of the Sphinx, and let me pull that stuff up now. Let me see where I'm at. Where are we? Should I jump to the Sphinx? We left off at the entrance of the Great Pyramid. Okay, so let's go here. Sorry, I didn't have time to do a video. A slide presentation. But there you go. Okay, so now the Great Pyramid. So we had approximately 4 hours. So we split it up 2 hours at the Sphinx and then 2 hours up at the Great Pyramid. So we go up and a couple of things. I didn't make it to the King's Chamber, and I'll explain why. So I was first in, right? I'm there, and we go up, and okay, so let's stop there. Let's stop there for a second. Totally easy. If you go to Egypt, I'm going to tell everybody you've got to go. It's the access to get in and out of the Great Pyramid, totally easy, breezy, simple. And so I've got pictures we'll get to in just a second. So I'm first, and you go and you walk in, and it's a hallway. You're standing up, and you walk through. Great, it's all lit up. It's beautiful. I can't put it into words. And you zigzag around, and then boom, here it is. And it's not as small. Now, the bent pyramid, that's another story. That's a much smaller shaft. This is probably 4 feet by 4 feet. Now, sounds small, but totally doable. It's not that big of a deal. You've got railings on both sides, and you just, hunch over and then just walk up. It's not that big of a deal. If you need to take a break, you don't have to. It's not strenuous at all, and things. It doesn't feel claustrophobic at all. I was wondering how I was going to deal with it. It turned out to be nothing. It turned out to be a lot of fun. So I'm first in. I've got behind me is Billy, and then behind him is Elizabeth. And we shot video of all of us going up and entering. So we get to the top. Now we have 60 people, 70 people that need to get into here. And we had a whole plan. Okay, so we're going to do 15 people at a time, which is supposed to be going on behind me. We've got 15 people at a time. We're going to go into the King's Chamber, spend 1 minute in the sarcophagus, and then we'll have a few minutes to meditate, and we'll spend about 15, 20 minutes in there, and then we've got to get out, let the next crew in because we only have 2 hours and we're going to run out of time. That was the plan. Okay? That didn't happen. So, well, it did for everybody else. So, I'm leading the thing. I go up, get up to the top. I'm so excited too. And I get up and I'm in the grand gallery. And I just turned around and there it is. It's all lit up and it is bleeping giant. I wasn't prepared for that and beautiful. So I'm looking at the grand gallery and people are coming in from behind. And I was thinking to myself, man, how are we going to get what and more? This isn't 15. This is turning out to be the whole crew. I was like, what's going on? And we start packing in there. So I go back out and there's plenty of room. You know, I go back out and the tunnel is empty and everybody is in the hallway lined up. And now I'm at the back of the line and I look down the tunnel. I'm like, what's going on? Oh my God. We've got everybody in here at the same time. And so I go back out of the Great Pyramid. I get to the bottom thinking I'm going to go back in, not a problem. But now I've got 60 people in front of me. So I'll just wait, I guess. And I get out and there's nobody on the outside. There's like 15 people on the outside. And how are we going to pull this off? And now if I go back, what is going on? So I wait for people to come out. So while I'm on the outside of the Grand Pyramid, the Great Pyramid, I shoot another video. And when we come back after the break, I'll show you that video and I'll tell you what happens next. It was unbelievably majestic. Incredible, incredible. So this is Fade to Black. I am sharing my trip to Egypt on this very special Fadernight. Oh, man, phone calls. See, I forgot all about it, and I've got so much more to show you. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Very special Fadernight because I just got back from Egypt. I'm sharing some pictures and telling some stories. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from Rivermoon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fadernight? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts, when you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Sobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UnX Network is a part of a larger group called UnX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UnX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UnX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I just got back from Egypt. And tonight it is Fadernight. I'm supposed to be taking phone calls. I'll take one right now. But I'm sharing pictures and videos of Egypt. And I took 3,000 pictures. 3,000. I pulled down 70, nearly at random, for tonight's show, and we're going through those. I'll have everything better organized, and I'll put some videos together. We'll do some more shows. I could do this for a long time, So much happened, both spiritually and also historically for me. Putting all the pieces together, had a lot of questions answered. So you know what? Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
What's going on, my man?
Hey, dude. First question. What crystals did you take?
None.
Dude, what crystal did you get?
That's a better answer. So I was gifted a few crystals, and I don't have them here. I still have unpacked bags with stuff. So next week, I will show everything that I've got.
Did you find one?
No. Did I find one? I didn't. Okay, here's the deal. I didn't because of. Let me answer this in a very strange way. You cannot. What is in Egypt stays in Egypt. In other words, you can't. I wanted to take like sand, right?
Right. I got you.
Can't do it. Can't.
But let's say you got home and like all of a sudden emptied your shoe and it might have fell out.
Yeah, right. Now you sound like me, right? Exactly. And so we were everywhere when you're at these ancient sites, you're walking over shards of pottery, chunks, right? And I mean like with writing on it and ridges and things. You can't take it. And I didn't want to get caught. Now, let me tell you what happened at customs. Okay. So I have a backpack full of souvenirs I bought for everybody at different souvenir shops. And I had them, a friend that I met, Adele, he made this, here, let me take this off. He made this for me. And it's a cartouche with my name on it. This is custom made. Don't ask about money. Okay, don't go there. But there's my name, Jimmy. Okay. Very nice double-sided cartouche. And this is custom made. He's got a very nice, very big shop that Billy Carson turned us on to. So I buy a bunch of stuff at his shop, and he wrapped everything in bubble wrap, right? So it could survive the trip. I get stopped at customs. Dude, like the real deal. And everything was cool. You know, I thought security, every place you go in Egypt, doesn't matter if it's a hotel, a restaurant, gift shop, a temple site, everywhere you go through a metal detector and your bag is x-rayed. Everywhere. I must have gone through, all of us, 100 x-ray machines all over Egypt. I'm not talking about the airports. You're going to do that, but it's everywhere, right? I wasn't hassled. So now I'm going through customs. They give me one of these. I was like, what's up? Come over here. It happened twice, by the way. Is this your bag? I said, it is. Passport. What's going on? Hand him my passport. Stand over here. I'm like, oh, what? They're not being cool. This is not the friendly Egyptians I was telling you about.
Good shakedown.
And he goes, mind if we open your bag? Yeah, go ahead. And they open. They know. They saw in the X. They know exactly where they're going, what they're going for. They unzip my bag and start pulling everything out. They take before they start unwrapping stuff. They come up. The photographer comes up. They lay everything out on the table. They put my passport down, take a picture of everything with my passport open. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to a Turkish prison. Here it goes right now. And then they start unwrapping everything and asking me where I got it. Dude, I got it at a gift shop. Putting it all out. They get on the radio. They bring in the boss, bring him in, and they're looking at all of this stuff. Well, do you do this to every tourist? Sir, have a seat. Oh, I got it. Okay. All right. And now enough of that. But so could you imagine if I had a pottery shard or something that I picked up?
How much did you end up having to pay?
Nah, I won't talk negative. Like it wasn't like that, Patrick. But
okay. All right. They're known for that, though. You got to admit it.
But they're wonderful people, but they protect their, and so much stuff gets smuggled out of there and the antiquities market and the black market. And I guess I look like the black market dude at that point. And nobody else, man, I'm watching everybody else just not me, man. They held me up for a good 45 minutes. And man, it was a nervous feeling. Trust me. Happened twice. That wasn't the only time. Happened twice.
Okay, so.
Must have been the way I looked.
Question.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I just got a couple quick questions, man. I got to get them out. So, did you have an experience?
I had many.
Well, I'm talking, did you have one that made you sit there and go, what the hell?
Yeah. I had many. Okay, so I'll share a couple. So we're at Dendera, and we have a priest with us. Like I said earlier, the key ceremony where they led us in this temple on another piece of the property, it was insane. And that's where the second Dendera light bulb is. The Dendera light bulb that everybody sees is down underneath Dendera in this crypt, right? Okay. This was outside. This temple hadn't been unlocked in 20 years. Unlock it for us. We go in. Dendera. Light bulb right on the top. It was crazy. So anyway, we go out of there, and then they're going to take us to an underground pharaonic lake for the pharaohs, where the pharaohs went to get purified. This is not open to the public. So we go. This is in the middle of the desert, man. I mean, sand, and there's this carved megalithic stones that are lying flat, and I can see it's a stairway like in the middle of the desert. We walk up. I'm first, man. And so we got a line of us, and I don't know what to expect. And Jimmy, our tour guide, his name's Jimmy, by the way. He's Egyptian. He's in front. It's him and I, and we're going down these stairs, and the priest is behind me. He's got the flowing robes and the grace, And so he's behind me, and we go all the way to the bottom, and I could feel, we had to take our shoes off. Oh, no cameras, no electronic anything, and you're not supposed to talk. Okay, this is a very sacred place. So everybody's quiet, nobody's talking, and I could feel the stones start to get moist underneath my feet. And getting cool, too. And we're deep, man. We're deep. 30 feet, 40 feet underground, steep down these stairs. And I could feel the moisture, and it's getting cool. And then I could see Jimmy. And we're in the dark, by the way. There's no lights. We're in the dark. And I can hear him splashing. And the priest then had a flashlight, little one. And he turns it on, and he turns it on Jimmy, and I could see him in front of me. This is what happens. It was nuts, man. Friggin' mind-blowing. He goes out about a little past ankle deep, about halfway up his shins, and he's in this water in the middle of the desert, man. And he takes it, and he splashes it all over his face and his head, and he's like, and I went, well, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. So Jimmy walks past me, whispers in my ear, and he goes, it's all yours. And I walk up, I walk right into the water, about almost to my knees. And I bend down, just my head, and I'm shaking, just water. I cover my body, and I turn around and start walking up. I'm walking up. I get about halfway up the stairs, and I had to grab the wall. I went, oh man, what is going on? Like for real. And then I
feel
started,
like your body was getting drawn into the ground.
Hold on, Patrick. And then I walk slowly, and I get up to the top, and I hit the sunlight, and the world looked different than when I went down. And as I'm walking, I separate myself from the crowd. I put my sandals on. I had sandals at that point. And I'm walking across, and I'm by myself, and I don't want to tell it, it's my own personal experience, but I'm going through that. And I see Elizabeth off in the distance, and she yells, she's by herself, and she waves she didn't go down. She waves at me, and she goes, Jimmy, come here. So I'm like, man, I'm in a moment. So I walk over to Elizabeth. It takes a while. She's a long ways from me. And it's the desert. We're in the middle of the desert. And I walk up to her, and she goes, you're not going to believe what just happened. And I go, what? I was in this headspace I can't even describe. She goes, I was in that temple over there, and it was dark, and I walked in by myself, and I never see things. Nothing ever. And I'm standing there in the dark, and this red light came in, whooshed in, and enveloped my body. And I'm like, cool, right? She's tripping.
Yeah.
She's tripping. But I'm in the middle of my own trip, right? And I said, yeah, well, something special happened to me too. And she goes, what? And I went down to the Pharaonic Lake. She didn't want to hear about it. She was in her own little thing. I let her hear. I listened to her, but then the two of us, I went right back, and I was just thinking about, and the two of us are walking across the sand, in this direction away from everybody. We're not even talking. It was heavy, man. It was heavy. It was amazing.
Now, when you were down there, was it a big room, or, did you get to see anything? Colors, anything down there?
You know what? It was sacred. This is closed off to the public. I think what I've just described to you, because there's no photography and there's and this is a very sacred place. What I am telling you is what I'm willing to share. It's way. In respect to the Egyptian people and that temple site. So I'm sharing that with you. I can tell you that there are just a handful of people on this planet that can tell you about that place. It's very, very private. But it was incredible, man.
Now, when you were there, did you have any time walking around in any of the buildings or anything? Did you ever have flashbacks, past life regression, whatever you want to call it? Did you ever stop and go, I've been here?
So check this out. Okay, so we go to the island of Philae, right? And it's a boat ride, and we go out. It's the Temple of Isis. And so we take a boat out there. We're on a big ship that we had, but we took these little boats out. It was crazy. And pulling up, and this island is all the Temple of Isis. Insane. I got pictures. I might get to them tonight. I think I have pictures. Here I've got 200 pictures of the Temple of Isis. So anyway, we go through. It's amazing. And I come out of this one temple, and my head, man, I'm like, I'm having an experience. And I thought, do I need water, or is this like something else? Head is like. So I separate myself from the group. I'm by myself. And I go down. There's a little shop, and I go in and I get a bottle of water, and I walk out and I'm drinking the water, and I'm feeling. I wasn't feeling bad. I was like trying to get a hold of myself, is what I'm saying. So, but I walk up now by myself, and I round the corner, this massive outdoor, separate from the main temple. It's huge, and it's sitting there. And I go around the side of that. Now I'm on a cliff. And at the top of the cliff, I've got pictures of my feet dangling. At the top of the cliff is a megalithic shelf. It's gorgeous. And so I go up and I sit down on this cliff, and I'm dangling my feet off of it. And as I'm sitting there on all that I love, this is what happens. Through my legs, up my back, this electricity. This is what happens. And it goes right up my back, and the energy's like coming out of my forehead. And I put my arms down, and I hang on to the edge of the cliff, and I shut my eyes, and I just let it I can feel it. And it passes. It like goes through me. Right? Okay. Then I open my eyes, and I'm looking out across the water. There's way out. I'm looking out to the Nile. And on the other side of the Nile, I see it's a long ways away. It's a real big section of the Nile River. I can see the shoreline, and I'm looking at colors. And I'm by myself, man. And I'm going, what kind of experience is this? And I took it in for about 10 minutes. I'm looking left, I'm looking right. And as I just kind of phase out through this, and I'm coming back to reality, I start taking pictures. I was like, I got to save this. So I took my camera out. I went snap, 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 panoramic, shot my feet, snap, snap, snap. And I put it down. And then this friend Matthew and his wife, Eva, they come up from behind me. He slaps me on the back. Hey, man. I'm like, whoa. What you doing? I said, man, have a seat. Enjoy this. So the three of us sat there and just looked at the River Nile blowing past us. And to my right below us, many feet, I was 100 feet below, we're on a cliff. You can see this ancient boat ramp made from the same megalithic stones, like, but it's a boat ramp, and it goes down into the Nile with these ridges. It was like, well, that's where the boats pulled up. All right. And I'm just kind of, it was just majestic. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was just crazy. The whole thing about with a few of these sites in Egypt is that it's so far out into the desert, so far out, and these just right there, a pyramid or whatever. But so many of these sites, like the Serapeum, right? We talk about the Serapeum all the time, right? With the giant sarcophagus and how crazy it is to get them in there, and how, all right. Well, we went to the Serapeum, and this is what they don't tell you about the Serapeum. Serapeum is in the middle of the desert. In the middle of the desert. That's it. It's the entrance. You're surrounded by sand, man. Sand everywhere. And there's this hole, and you walk down, and the tunnels carved out of this granite underground. These tunnels are like 20 feet high, round. It's not tiny. No. And they just go on forever underneath the sand in the middle of nowhere with these. It's just like, what? Why is this here? Why? It just doesn't make any sense. and you come back like that Pharaonic Lake. It's just an entrance surrounded by rocks like the Serapeum. Just go down some stairs and you go through these doors and boom, just tunnel after tunnel, row after row of these sarcophagus in the middle of the desert. You're not prepared
now,
for that.
After your trip, do you think that there's more underground than on top of the ground now?
Has to be.
Sand covers up a lot.
Yeah, has to be.
Because look at the cities they keep finding.
Listen, you have that thought over and over and over again. When you're driving around Egypt, you see the archaeological digs going on. We went to the Valley of the Kings. They're uncovering stuff there right now. Well, I was sitting there with all of us, but we were watching. There was about 50 dudes on the top of this hill with wheelbarrows. They're just full of rocks, digging and walking over, just like the movies. The same thing. A row of dudes with wheelbarrows full of rocks, emptying them into a pile and going back, and they're digging. They're uncovering. They have the tents, right? The archaeologists with the pith helmet. It's just right out of the movies, man. And that's going on right in front of us. As you drive around Egypt, you see this all over the place, all over Giza too. Giza's big. And it takes a while to finally get to the pyramids. And so when you're doing that and you're driving around, you're just looking at one archaeological dig after another. You can see it going on. So, was there ever a time
where everything made sense?
No, everything made sense.
You never was any place, and all of a sudden everything fit together, and you were like,
"No,
oh my God!"
No, Patrick, it's the opposite. Everything came unglued for me. No, I left Egypt with a lot less clarity than going in, because you think you understand. How much research have I done? Right? Probably more than anybody that's never been to Egypt. And I think I've got a lot of it figured out. If you go there and you really see it, we drove. Okay, so we drove to Saqqara, and we go to Saqqara. We go to the Bent Pyramid, we go to the Red Pyramid, and we go to the Step Pyramid. And I don't know if I've got images of any of that. You know what, Patrick? Stay right there. I got to take a break. I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll continue the phone call when we come back. All right?
Brother.
All right, stay right there. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I just got back from Egypt. I got lots of pictures to share. I got the elf on hold. I'll pull up some stuff and show Patrick when we come back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I just got back from Egypt. I was there for 8 days. Too short. Glad to be back, but the people, the experience, just go. Just go. Go to Egypt. It's absolutely incredible. Before the break, I had Patrick, the elf, on with us. Patrick, he's still there?
Yep.
Okay. So I am going to share a video. So when I came out of this is you're just not prepared for this. The size of the Great Pyramid, when you're standing next to it, and everybody says you know how big it is. Man, I'm here to tell you. It no matter how and I thought I was prepared. I wasn't prepared for that. It is so big that when you're standing next to it, and you're going to see in just a second, you can't see the top. You can't see it. And so it takes up your left and your right, your peripheral vision. It just continues, and then you just look up, and you can't see the top. And its perfection is you can't describe it. So I'm gonna run this video now, and hopefully, so when I came out of the Great Pyramid, I was by myself. The Giza Plateau is empty. You're not going to see a tour. You're not going to see anybody. And just imagine being able to, especially for me, to have a moment by yourself at the Great Pyramid. And this is what it was like. Here's the video.
You have to see this to
and
believe it.
I just walk. I'm by myself. And look, you can't see the top of it. And it's perfectly level. Now, I pan the camera around. There's not a single person there. Not a tour. This was full of 10,000 people before. Now it's completely empty, dead quiet. And I just walk along the bottom and I shoot this video. And my takeaway is how level it is. People talk about it. But as I walk, I put my hands on the stones and feel it. I just take it all in. And the moment of this, very solemn. It's very quiet. I'm by myself. And what I noticed was how level,
what it means,
perfectly
not only to
flat.
the world, but to me personally.
This is the only one that was a little bit low. Everything is perfect. It's perfect. after almost 5,000 years, allegedly. See how flat? And every row is the same, and it continues what seems like forever. And now, when you see what you're looking at here, this is what is crazy, and you need to experience this for yourself, is that when you're up close, it looks ununiform, right? Pretty soon here, a cop comes up to me, he yells, tells me to stop. So I couldn't go any further. I was going to walk around the corner, and but he stopped me, and he yells,
We have
"There's our tour buses. That's it." And there's like 4 or 5 people up there. That's it. We're all alone. So I keep going, and then I hear this whistle. And he goes, "Mr. Church."
The pyramid.
Right here. I'm looking at him, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll come back. So now when you see the edge,
I'm going to sign out and go say hello
this
to
is
my
the end of the video. I just stopped it. He was acting very impatient, and had me come back. But anyway, it's the jaggedness of the stones when you're up close. The shape, right, and its defined perfection isn't apparent because it's so big. And so now, let me show this to you.
Now, when you were standing there looking at this, did you ever stop and think, giants, ET, or us? Did you ever have a moment where you were like, okay? Or did it just open your mind and you were standing there going, yeah, I'm really confused now?
This, well, there was a lot of that, but there were many moments, and including at the base of the Great Pyramid. Here are some pictures. So see the jaggedness of the stones behind me, and it continues that way. Now look at the line at the top. Look at this. It's perfectly straight. Right. And so at that, so many times, like at this moment where I just went, you know what? Nah, I'm not believing any of the bullshit that anybody's ever going to give me about the Great Pyramid or any other temple site there. It's too big. It's too ginormous, and it's everywhere you look. It's everywhere you look. Let's see the line behind me. Look at this line. It's perfect. And then see the stones behind me, right? Up close. That's what you get a real sense of its divine perfection. It's perfect, man. You get up close and it looks disorganized. And then you just kind of back up, and then you see its shape. It happens everywhere, all over Egypt. When we pulled up on the Great Pyramid, let me see what. Yeah, look! Just look at this shot. Look at that. Now look at what's going on in the background. You see that perfect angle, and see how it's formed. Look below me.
Right.
You know, and now here's a picture of the casing stones. All right.
Well, after seeing that, what ran through your mind? I mean, when you looked at it, because you have to have some kind of conclusion in your head about this was done by this.
Okay.
Something had to be more prominent than anything.
Yeah. And let me try to explain something. So in this shot that I have up on the screen, and you can see the casing stones. This is the base of the pyramid here. And then, okay, yes, we understand the pyramid. Okay, we get that. The pyramid had to have been built on something. And so when you extend out and you see these flat, this is the foundation stones, right? And they go on forever. All of this was placed and built. Now we're talking about, this is 5,000 years ago. This isn't 1000 BC, right? Now, the suggestions that it's much older, When you look in this image that I'm showing you here, this is a temple out here in the background, and they are all over Giza throughout the plateau. It's old. It's old. You can tell when you look at it, it's just old. It doesn't match. And this foundation, no matter what, it's older than the pyramid. It has to be. It was built first. Pyramids built on top of this. Now, how old is this and how did it get there? And it's perfectly level. There's no other way to describe it. When you're walking around there and you're observing it in its grand scale, because we're talking about, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of acres of flat, perfect laid stone. Then you turn around and look at the pyramid. That is what it's sitting on, this image here. And it's breathtaking. Look at the layers. You can see it here. This is layers, and it's on top of another layer. You can see the squares and how this is laid out. These foundation stones are just as impressive as the pyramid. And you have to stop and ask yourself, how did this get done? How did this get done by primitive man 5,000 years ago? And I'm in denial. I cannot accept what we have been told. I never have, but when you see it for yourself, and you walk on it and you touch it and you see it, you get a whole nother perspective. Patrick, I'm here to tell you, man, it's all a big lie. It's all of it. There's just no way. When we pulled up to the bent pyramid in Saqqara, we are staying at a hotel. In this image right here, you see the tour buses. Right behind it is the Mina house, the hotel that we were staying at. So we can see the Great Pyramid from, the hotel. It's right there. I posted pictures of it. And you're looking back at it. This perspective that you have of the size of, it's not only the site, but it's the foundation that everything is built on. It changes everything for you. It completely does. It doesn't make any sense.
Isn't there some kind of entrance around the pyramid that goes down underneath the platform?
Okay. Hold on. What you're talking about, and the answer is yes. There's a huge...
And it floods out?
Well, nobody has access to it. You have to go to this... it's a bird tomb. It's called the Bird Tomb in the northwest corner of Giza. And in one of the bird tombs is a cave entrance, and then you can go down, and it goes underneath the Great Pyramid. There's a couple of documentaries that have been...
so it goes under that platform, though, right?
Patrick, you keep interrupting. Let me finish. Okay. And Andrew Collins, his video documents all of this and the mapping of it. He was the first one to discover the cave. The cave, he was the second. The British were there in the early 1800s, and they mapped out the cave system and the entrance in the bird tombs. But Zahi Hawass and everybody else denied that there was anything underneath the Great Pyramid. But in the original topographical maps by the British in like 1817, they show the cave system. Andrew Collins found it, and he shot his video of him going through these caves. Zahi Hawass since then has gone underneath the pyramid. But yes, it goes, it's huge and it's massive, and it goes underneath the pyramid complex and Giza itself. All right. Nobody has access. Nobody's allowed, I don't know. Even I wouldn't do it. It's pretty gnarly. It's big, but I wouldn't go there.
All right, one more quick question. I'll let you go, man. Now, after you talk to the Templar, what do you think of his assessment about the Ark and being in the King's chambers? Does it all kind of ring more feasible?
Okay, so when this was my takeaway. And again, I keep saying that I wasn't prepared for this. When you turn around and face the Grand Gallery, I'm so blessed that I have finally been able to go there and see things for myself. My personal impression at that moment, leaving everything else aside, the dimensions, the size, when you stand in the Grand Gallery and you look up, it looks like mechanical. That's what it looks like, a factory. It's got a thing. It's got a purpose. It's not beautiful. Well, no, it's beautiful, but it's not artistic. It's not hieroglyphics floor to ceiling like Dendera or the Temple of Isis or the Temple of Horus at EdenPURE. It's not like any of that. There's nothing there. It's got this mechanical feeling to it. And it's very repeated. Everything repeats. Chunk, 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 chunk. It's like a factory. It's like a factory. Yeah, it's mechanical. What its purpose is, I don't know. Could it be what Timothy Hogan was talking about? Yeah, could be. Is it a power source? Could be. I don't have those answers. I can only tell you what my impression was when I turned around and looked at the Grand Gallery, was that this is a machine. That's it. That's exactly. I thought, when you see the old pictures of like the Ford Model T plant, right? The mass production of building cars in black and white. You know what I mean? The big factories, the big machines and smokestacks. Right. And it's like that to me. I could be way wrong, but it looks like a factory. Like it looks mechanical. That's all. That's my impression. It's exactly what it looks like. I didn't feel religious. I didn't have a spiritual moment. I thought I was standing in a nuclear power plant or something. I don't know.
So do you think that they were more technological than us after being there? Do you kind of go, man, they were way more advanced than us?
Man, when you walk around Karnak, you walk around EdenPURE, you walk around Luxor, these are not small temple sites. Karnak, it just goes on forever, man. Everywhere you look is more temple. Okay, so check this out. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. Maybe I can. Let me pull this down. And let me see if I have this one particular image here. Tell me I do. I got it. Okay. So check this out. Just somebody please explain this. Just explain what I'm about to show you. I'm walking around EdenPURE and I see this. I'm with a friend and it's like three of us. And he stops. His name's Alex. And he goes, dude, an alien. And now this is acres and acres and acres of debris, a debris field, right? And I see this. What the heck?
For it to pop up here.
Just somebody explain that to me. With a flying saucer above his head, I might add.
All right.
Now, I don't know. Let me see if I got, hold on. Let's see if no, I don't. Okay, let's go back to this. Man, if that doesn't look like, I was stopped.
You know what's wild when you think about it, man? The Great Pyramid, everybody agrees that was the original one. And then the Egyptians tried to build it, outside of that differently, or you know what I'm saying? They tried to mimic it, but nobody could ever get it just like the Great Pyramid. And look at us today, modern age. We're still trying to mimic what we see and can't do it.
Now, so take a look at this picture. I'm not suggesting anything. I just want everybody to see what I'm seeing. I see big ears, bald head. I see oval shaped eyes that are angled, right? It like goes up here. Same thing on this side. And then look, he's waving. That's his arm. And I don't know how many fingers are there, but that's a trippy thing to be carved on a rock. Now, let me back up. See what is in the background? This debris field goes hundreds of yards in both directions and goes all the way back to those buildings you see in the background. And I've got a bunch of pictures of this debris field. It's just boulder after boulder after boulder. This one had this on it. I was like, what? But there you go. Now, they might be able to explain this. This is so-and-so. This is so-and-so. But I'm sorry. That just doesn't look human to me.
Did you ever see anything else like that around any of the other stuff you looked at?
Not this dramatic, but yeah, it looks like an amateur kid's carving. Oh man, it's crazy.
Whenever some kid back then spray, how they graffiti stuff.
Yeah, I can't. I can't explain it. I can't. I don't have words for stuff like that. Just
all right, man. Have a great night. Get some other callers. It is Fadernight. And I hope maybe Saturday or Sunday or something, you do a little thing on YouTube, man, and start doing this every week, just showing what you got. Go through 3,000 pictures. May take a couple months, but be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Patrick, behave.
All right, man. I'm glad you enjoyed your time, dude, and I can't wait to see what you brought back with you.
Go Bagley Tappy.
Later, brother.
That's Patrick, the elf. And yeah, I don't know what that was, but I did stop and take a picture of it. And I am sure that there is an explanation, but I thought it was pretty fun. And that's why I shared it with you. Next up, I wanted to show you this because this is pretty incredible. This is the entrance to the Valley of the Kings. And so, excuse me. The Valley of the Kings, the entrance to it, this is the bottom. And so these little tiny electric buses, it's really tiny, by the way, holds about probably 15, 16 people. They come down, pick everybody up, and they make a U-turn, head back up the hill. Right around the corner, right here, is the first tomb. It's not a long drive at all. So right, Valley of the Kings. And but I just wanted to share this with you because it's really cool, pretty exciting to be at the bottom of the hill. This is in one of the tombs in the Valley of the Kings. I think specifically this is KV-14, massive. This is down at the bottom in the sarcophagus chamber itself. That's Billy and Elizabeth. And now, so this is at the, I just had to take this. The wingspan of this is a very big room. We are hundreds of feet underground, hundreds. I have no idea how far we walked. But when you get to the bottom and you enter this, so the cutout, for all of the tombs there, but this one specifically, the hallway's probably 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall, perfectly square, just adorned with hieroglyphics all the way down, and rooms split off left and right. I've got pictures of everything. This is all just quick stuff. But down at the bottom in the main room, this was on one of the walls, and this winged, I don't know the name of this particular icon, but that's probably 8 or 10 feet across the wingspan. And I just grabbed this quick pic. It was just, I think you'll see if I have another picture. Okay, so this is in that main chamber down at the bottom. And this is, again, hundreds of feet underground, just at an angle, just down steps all the way down. And this is at the bottom. I can't imagine carving this and digging this out. Incredible. So you can see the boat heading towards the next world in the afterlife. And there's this particular king, Pharaoh, up here at the top. And you can see the river of water, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There is the sarcophagus. Oh, man. So big. Just huge. Granite. I don't know how they got it down there, man. I don't know how they got the lid on it. It's just, I have no idea the tonnage or the weight. But there you go. Now this is Hatshepsut, and this is when so much has been said about this particular temple. Now, she was the wife of her husband. The pharaoh dies. They keep it in secret. She assumes the role of pharaoh, puts on a fake beard, doesn't tell anybody that the real pharaoh is dead, and she takes over Egypt for a number of years. She was a total badass, and reformed all of Egypt, brought on women's rights and the divine feminine, and her boyfriend was the architect. She had many boyfriends, by the way. Was the architect of this temple. And when you walk up, now you see this in photographs and stuff, but when you see it for real, just carved into the side of this cliff face, one of the most dramatic things that you can experience is walking up and through her temple. Absolutely incredible. And so I've got to take a quick break. We'll see what's coming up next. It's all random order stuff here. This is Fade to Black. I just got back from Egypt. More pictures and some phone calls when we come back after the short break. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can, right now, get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from Rivermoon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all Rivermoon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JamieChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good considering. Man, yesterday, Amman, Jordan. I was in Amman, Jordan yesterday. From Amman to Chicago. 13 hours. 13 hours on a plane. Whew. Anyway, yes, I am here. And an amazing trip. Now, right before the break, Patrick has left us. I've got other calls on hold, and I'll try to get a couple of more in. I'm going to get in as many pictures as I can. So when Patrick left, here is Hatshepsut. Here's the deal. Hatshepsut. And the Egyptians, you know, they say it so fast. Hatshepsut. They say it so fast. But anyway, here it is. And it's just so big, man. It's at the top of, let me see if I can show you this. See if I can zoom in. Yeah. So here they were having sometime that week, they had been set up. So when you walk through this is a PA system with lights. And they had bleachers set up on both sides going back. This is the front of the temple. The temple itself is way back here. It's a long walk. So you go up these steps, then you hit this flat area for about 100 yards, and then another set of steps that take you up to the temple itself. And now there was a row of statues. You can see the missing ones here. When they found out that he was a she, they tried to remove her from history. The temple itself stands, but a lot of the statues and things were defaced and removed. And you can see that here. You can see all the missing statues going across. And most of these are defaced. But anyway, so they were having some kind of, I don't know, fashion show. I don't know what they were doing, but they were setting up for some type of event while we were there. But anyway, so you go up and then you go through this door that you can see right here and then into the temple complex. And then on the far side, once you're inside, there was this ginormous room, huge. And then way up, I don't know how many feet up, was this gorgeous black ceiling covered in stars. And here it is. Now you can kind of get an idea of the size of it here. I don't know. We're talking about 40 feet, 50 feet in the air, painted black. And then now I'm going to zoom in. Just look at this close. Look at that. Covered in stars. It's dramatic, man. Blue with red stars, and then phases to the black, and there's other stuff going on down here. But to see those stars are like 3 feet across. It's huge. If you just look up and it's breathtakingly ginormous. It's crazy town, but that's not what's important. I mean, this is beautiful, but all the evidence of her has been, they took it all out. Took it all out. Anything with her face on it is gone. Yeah. Yeah, they were not happy. All right, let's see what, looking at the clock here. This is Karnak. I believe this is the entrance to Karnak. Let's see here. Yeah, this is Karnak. I might have some pictures. This column here, which is standing by itself, I had to stop and take a picture of it because it was sitting there by itself. It is so tall, so tall. All right, let me go through. Oh, here is, okay, remember the picture of the alien I showed you earlier? It was on just one of these stones. Like I told you, this is acres and acres and acres because Karnak was torn down and demolished, I think by the Romans. And so archaeologists have come in. They're trying to piece everything together. Each one of these stones has a number painted on it. And if they find two that are identical, they pull them out and they're trying to put the puzzle back together. This is one direction. That's another direction. You can see the avenue up the middle. Boom. It's just forever. It just goes on forever. It's just so sad, but hopefully a lot of Karnak has been reassembled. This is what you see. Yeah, there's more. And that face was just on one of these rocks as we were walking through. This is Monique. There's a lot of pictures that have been posted of Monique. She's amazing. She's from New York, and she's just so Egyptian. She came home. She's a model and has a salon chain in New York City. She's just incredible. Anyway, this is part of Karnak. Again, this is probably 6 stories tall. And I just had to take this picture just for perspective. Look at that. Look at the size of this. Just incredible. Oh, there's the alien dude in that field of debris. This is Luxor at night. That's one of the most famous obelisks in the world, and I've got more pictures of it. But we were able to go to Luxor at night, and see how small everybody is. This thing is so. If that's 6 feet, right? So I don't know, 60, 80 feet tall. Just incredible. One single piece of red granite. It's another single piece of granite. This is a statue. I'm trying to get a perspective on all of this for everybody. And Luxor, again, is huge, huge, huge. It just goes on and on and on in both directions. Let me grab another phone call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. All right. I'll let the phone call hang. And here's another shot. You're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Is that me?
Yes, it's you. Who's this?
Hey, Jimmy. This is Bob down in Orange County.
Hi, Bob.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm watching you on the computer and I'm listening to you on the phone. It's a little bit time lag there, so I apologize.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, I was just wondering what your thoughts are about future travel, going back to Egypt. It sounds like a lifetime, a life changer of a trip. My thoughts are, what would you think about being a tour organizer and getting maybe 20 Fadernauts together and do an annual trip? And my guess is you travel for free, you and or Billy. You know, there are travel companies that will do that. If you organize a group, the person who does the organizing, and you've got the contacts, man.
Bob, we've got it all set up. So we've got some things already planned for 2023. All right. Awesome. So why do you want to go?
Oh, I'd be in on that.
Yeah.
I'm this close to being retired. So I've got the funds. I will have the time. And I think that would be awesome. I've done most of my travel in Asia. I've loved going to Thailand and all the countries around it. And I think I need to try something a little different in the world.
Yeah. When you, you've got to go to Egypt. You've got to experience this as you're watching your screen. I'm going through these pictures of Luxor at night.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. And Luxor is so big. It's right in the middle of the city of Luxor, by the way. So you can, on one side, it's literally surrounded by the city of Luxor. It takes up the entire city. So you've got shops and whatever, a McDonald's right across the street, hotels, and then, but the temple complex itself is huge. And so you're walking through. I mean, I only saw a little slight fraction of it, but it's just everywhere you look. It's just something, I keep saying cinematic, but, when you look at this picture up on the screen and you see these, it's just rows and rows of columns and statues and beauty and perfection and these areas. I mean, just look at this one piece. That's one piece of granite, and
so you could take a tour back every year and never see it all.
Oh man. When we were driving through the desert in Saqqara, look at this picture. Look at the moon at night at Luxor. Everybody taking. If you look, everybody here is taking pictures of the moon. The moon was like this big. It was crazy, and but when we were driving through Saqqara, and I couldn't help myself but just stop and look. Here's the bent pyramid over here. Here's the red pyramid over here. Off in the distance is the bent pyramid. Here's the red pyramid. You turn around and you can see off there's the step pyramid. And then you see another pyramid that's crumbling. And you kind of look over here, you see another one that's fallen down. And you haven't even moved your feet. You're just like turning and looking across the desert at these pyramids, and it's like it's everywhere. So you have to stop and like what Patrick asked about earlier is, what am I walking on? What's underneath me? Avenues, streets, statues. You can't help but think that these were connected by roads, right? Or was it just open sand? I'm not buying that. I just think it because it's everywhere. It's everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. I was driving around. I shot so much video of us driving through the desert, and you look off and you see a cliff, you see a hillside, and you just see it pop, pillars just off. I don't know what that site is. Somebody could tell me. But and you just keep driving. You see it again, and you see something else, and you see something else. It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. So I could imagine going to Egypt over and over and over again, and not going to the same thing twice. Why would you?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're taking people first timers, there's certain things you got to hit each time. But then you can vary your side trips and see more of the periphery and take it all in.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So even everybody that goes, and that would include me, yes, you've got to go to Giza. You got to do the Great Sphinx and the Great Pyramid. And there's all the stuff that is around it. It's not just there's, I don't know how many pyramids are there, right? There's 3, then you have the 6 next to it. And when you're driving here, I don't remember seeing this before. We're driving up to the Great Pyramid, to the top. We're going to park the bus and take a group shot. Now you can see below us, Menkaure, Khafre, and Khufu are below us. And you can see the row of the royal pyramids next to it, right? The queens and stuff, the smaller pyramids. But on this side, there's this pyramid, small, and it's sitting there. And as we drive around it, there's an entrance. It's all roped off. You can't get into it. But I'm like, I want to know I want to go in there. What's that about? So it's things like that little pyramid that's just sitting there by itself. That's everywhere. It's like, it was one of the funnest things for me to enjoy that I had no clue about was it's everywhere. It's everywhere you look. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can
only correlate it to my trip to Asia, where we were in awe of all the temples of Angkor Wat and those sort of things, those ancient things. And there's a lot of the mysteries behind how those were built too in ancient times. But I could see myself getting into that. And by the way, where's your guitars? I put them all in storage while you were gone?
Yeah, I moved. Well, I had work done at the house too. So
okay.
It was a perfect time to get the work done here because I would be gone, for I think total I was 10 days. I was 8 days in Egypt. I don't even remember now. But so I was going to have people in and out of my house. I didn't want all the guitars here. It's too tempting. It's one thing to know the contractor, but I don't know all the workers, or are they going to bring a buddy over to the house? Anyway, so I moved everything out. It's still in storage, and I just got back. I'll start moving some stuff back maybe this weekend. I've got
any jet lag yet?
Yeah. Well, I would say yes and no. I thought that I was going to be bombed with jet lag once I got there, and I never really felt it. I just was running on adrenaline the entire time. And I thought my sleep cycle was going to be thrown off. I got back last night I'm really starting to lose my voice. I got back last night at around 9 o'clock. I was in bed at 10, and I got up this morning at 7 a.m. I feel pretty good. Now,
that should put you right on the right cycle.
I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but I can assure you that I will be in bed on time tonight too, as well. We did, okay, so check this out. So Billy was torturing me every single day. He goes, okay, church, today you walked 10 miles. We did 49,000 steps. I'm like, dude, don't remind me. But and it was like that every single day. There's a lot of these temple complexes are huge. You don't take a tour bus through a temple, right? You have to walk. Of course, right? I'm stating the obvious. But it's walking up to the temple, walking around, doing this, doing that, and coming back, and then on to the next temple, and doing it again, on to the next temple. One day, I can't even remember everything that we did in a day. But we go to Aswan, we go to the quarry. I see the unfinished obelisk. But before that, we saw the Colossi of Memnon, went up, did that, back, walk around and do all of that. Go to Aswan, walk through Aswan, see that, get on the bus. Then we went to Hatshepsut, and went there, walked around, then got on the bus and drove back. I can't tell you how much energy and calories burned and how much water was drank. That's why my advice to everybody, the mistake that I made, pack only shorts, good pair of running, tennis shoes, gym shoes, and T-shirts. Don't bog yourself down with anything that you don't need. And that's it. Keep it light. It's exercise like you've never experienced. The first day when we were in Saqqara, the first thing we did was the bent pyramid. So we pull up and I see it. I was like, that is bigger than it is in the pictures. Holy crap. And we pull up.
Oh, yeah.
And now the bus is parked a long ways away. And it's huge, man. And we walk up this hill. And it's getting bigger. You get to the base of the bent pyramid, and the Great Pyramid's bigger than this. How was that possible? And so go through that, up the stairs. The entrance to it is a ways up. You go up these stairs, go through this entryway. It's me and Billy in front with Elizabeth. And we walk in, and then I look down. And there's the tunnel straight down. And it's, dude, I swear to God, man, it's this big. I'm like, how are we going to do this? What? What? And we just walked up from the bus. I'm tired, right? I just went up the stairs. Oh, yeah. I'm tired. And Billy and Elizabeth, they go, come on, let's go. It's all on video. We shot video. It's crazy town. And I watch Billy and Elizabeth flip around and go backwards, bear crawl. They're facing me, but they're on all fours. And they're disappearing. Oh, I got my backpack. I should have left that on the bus. Now I got a backpack with me. I'm in this tiny tunnel. It's 3 foot by 3 foot. I'm being kind, going backwards. And it lasts forever. I can't.
A little claustrophobia there?
No, not really. But it's you got to be prepared. I wasn't prepared. I should have left the backpack in the bus. I had those heavy tactical boots on. No, I should have had tennis shoes on. But anyway, all the way down, man, it's like 300-400 feet. Dude, it is a long way. And all that's going through my mind is, how did they do this? How did they do this? I'm in modern times. I've got modern boots on. I've got modern clothes. They would think about and that's one of the oldest temples, oldest pyramids in Egypt. It's like 2750 BC, allegedly. And what you get to the bottom of this and you stand up, and then this is in the middle of the bent pyramid is a stairway that goes straight up to the top of the pyramid. And I think Billy said it was 200 feet, I think, tall, opening all the way up. I got pictures. And Billy goes, man, let's go up the stairs. I said, no, man, that's on you, bro. I just did that. I'm cool. I'm worried about getting out of here right now. My 59-year-old ass. And
I'll bet that fresh air feels good once you hit it.
Well, so everybody comes in. Now we're in this room. We've got 50, 60 people in there. And I'm like, I've been in there for an hour, and it's crazy. It's beautiful. It's just dramatic. And now I got to go up. I was the first one out too. I'm like, cool, you guys, I'll see. There's water on the other end of this thing, man. I'm out, man. So I'm first out, and I looked up that tunnel, and you can't even see that. Seriously, I couldn't even see the light. And I just down on all fours, 400 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet, whatever it is. And I made it to the top. I made it out. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, I can see two things I want to do in preparation. One is I want to start a walking program, make sure I got my feet back. And secondly, I want to do a lot of read up. Sounds like you've done a lot of preparation for this for years.
Yeah.
And you still feel like you weren't ready.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's so much to take in. When I came out, and I'm at the end of the show, I've got 15 seconds left, Bob, but I'll share this with you. You come out of the bent pyramid, its massiveness, its beauty, its craziness. And from this entrance of the bent pyramid, you look straight out, and there's the red pyramid staring at you. It's just right there, right up the road, in the middle of the desert, by the way. There's nothing around you but sand. And I knew that one was next. Right. I love this country. Egypt is beautiful. And with that, Bob, have a great night. Go Beckley Tepe. And I'll see you. Thanks,
Jimmy.
I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much.
Sounds good.
And that's it. We're at the end of the show. And I do. I've got another. That was 67 pictures. I've got another 2,930 to go. It was wonderful. I'm back. Now I'm going to go rest. Not for long, because I have company all weekend. What was I thinking? I should sleep. It's all good. I'm in a great mood. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'll see everybody on Monday. We've got a great week lined up. You'll see everything over the weekend. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Incredible show tonight. Thank you, everybody. And like I said, I'm going to be doing this for a very, very long time. Fade to Black. Oh, I messed my timeline up. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Paul, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmasters, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this podcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'm back. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Go Beckley Tepe.